Hey there, popcorn lovers, and welcome to our channel, Popcorn Paparazzi Podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Cassie, and we're not just your podcast pals anymore. You can now see our lovely faces on YouTube as well.
Each week, we are here to help you answer life's burning question.
Splurge on movie tickets or stay cozied up on the couch.
Exactly. Think of us as your backstage pass to the world of movies, bringing laughs, fresh popcorn, our pearls of wisdom, and zero spoilers most of the time.
And what better way to kick off a new season than with Beetlejuice 2, the sequel everyone has been waiting for?
So true. We've been waiting almost 30 years for this movie. So let's get into it. It's showtime.
All right, so let's talk about what worked for us first. For starters, it was written by Alfred Goh and Miles Millar, and of course, directed by legendary director Tim Burton. His unique style just oozes throughout this film.
Exactly. What you're going to love, you guys, is Burton immediately pulls you into this weird and whimsical world where dark humor and quirky visuals collide. The nostalgia is almost overwhelming. For me, it was anyway. When the movie first starts and we get that signature Burton style where he's taking the camera and he's panning through Winter River with that classic Beetlejuice theme music, just sets you up for such a fun time.
So true. And can we talk about Michael Keaton for just a second here?
Oh, God, what do you want to talk about?
His performance as Beetlejuice is absolutely wild, and we all knew that he was going to kill it.
Yeah, he did.
The juice is definitely loose and perfection. For a guy who is 73, he's still bringing that chaotic energy. I seriously got to know what he's on because I need some.
Yeah, he was so fun in this film. And can we not forget about Catherine O'Hara and William Defoe?
Yeah.
William Defoe as the addition of the afterlife cop, who in real life, he was just a B-rated actor who
Well,
played a cop.
I was going to say, I don't know if it was B. It could be C, maybe even D.
And in the afterlife, he's this, the cop there, and he's kind of trying to like manage this team, and it's so funny, and his assistant is like constantly bringing him coffees, and so you're just always seeing her giving the coffee, him taking a throw away. I just thought it was such a clever, fun spin
Yeah.
on that character and
Yeah.
totally added to the bizarreness of the movie in the best way.
And let's not forget the cue cards either. I also thought
Exactly.
that was the perfect touch to his character.
Exactly.
But like I mentioned already, Michael Keaton, Catherine O'Hara, and William Defoe, they really make this movie. Their one-liners had me laughing out loud more times than I could count.
Absolutely. I loved Catherine O'Hara's one liner when she is talking about wanting to cut the line. And she's like, she either said I have global entry or I have TSA. And I thought it was so funny. Anyway, whatever. That's just one of her many funny lines. And let's not forget the return of Winona Ryder as Lydia.
Yep.
And we've got Jenna Ortega, who plays her daughter Astrid. We've got Justin Throw, who plays Rory, which is her like producer slash boyfriend. All of those were great characters. I thought Rory was fun. Jen Ortega as Astrid, she does great.
Yeah.
Winona, I don't know how you felt about her, but I was like, she kind of fell flat for me in the acting category and
Yeah.
almost like she overplayed Lydia a little bit too much.
I would definitely have to agree with you. And I think the one thing for me that was kind of, I don't know if it was necessarily annoying, but it caught my eye every time she was on the screen. And that was her bangs because you could clearly see that it was a clip-on piece.
What?
And
Oh my
yeah,
God. I've got
it
to look
it
at this.
it just bugged me the whole movie. I
Okay, for
couldn't.
me, what bugged me was her eyes. I mean, if you are watching the movie, there's a scene where her and Beetlejuice are dancing
Yeah.
and her eyes are just up, down, like she's shocked and then she's questioning and shocked. And I kept thinking like of Burton being off screen, like telling Winona, like, eyebrows up, eyebrows down. You guys are gonna see it, and you're probably also gonna be equally annoyed by it.
Yeah, and I
Fair
think
warning.
that's where her maybe overacting is coming
Yeah.
in on that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, for sure. Again, can we just take a second to appreciate the music in this movie? Danny
Yes.
Elfman's score, he's back. it was the perfect mix of eerie and fun, and it adds so much to the overall vibe of the movie. The Deo remix, I thought it was so pretty.
So pretty.
So pretty.
Yeah. What a clever way to redo that song and
Yeah.
incorporate it in. But I think like some people would have been looking for that to be in another like dance scene, like it was
Mm,
in the original. But
yeah.
I thought this was such a clever way to nod back to that movie, but do it in a more tasteful, different way. And I,
Yeah.
I agree. That was
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's not fun because it's played at a funeral,
I
but
was like,
it was,
wait a second.
yeah, okay, sorry. Not that I think funerals are fun or whatever. Okay, let's get on to the visuals. This is
Yes.
also what works for this movie, what everyone's going to love, what you're looking for when you're going to go see Beetlejuice, and you're going to be happy that it's delivered. Burton, he stuck with his practical effects.
Yes.
We all love that from the original, and he definitely added that in, but he also had enough CGI to kind of give it a modern touch.
Yeah.
So it feels like the perfect blend of old and new.
Yeah, and bringing back again that nostalgia, I truly appreciated Tim Burton for doing that because, again, this is such an iconic movie and it has so much to live up to. So I'm glad that in that aspect it did.
It delivered. But
Yeah.
what didn't work? Okay, for me, there's two things that did not work for the movie.
Mhm.
And these aren't digs that would make it so I wouldn't suggest this movie. But number one, Dolores. Okay,
Yeah.
Dolores is Beetlejuice's wife. She's played by Monica Bellucci, the gorgeous. I mean,
So,
geez,
so
talk
pretty.
about aging like you
Yeah.
talked about Michael Keaton. Hello.
Mhm.
She's basically hunting Beetlejuice down for the whole movie. So we're getting this build up and we're so excited as an audience to see what's going to happen when these two finally reunite.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying now, I'm not spoiling it for you guys, but it is a letdown. It's a letdown.
Yeah, especially because this woman was on a mission and bringing chaos with her. So seeing this frenetic energy and the culmination of all of that is just
Yeah. Yeah. It was like the biggest letdown since the Game of Thrones finale. If you guys know, you know. The second thing that did not work for me was the subplot of Astrid's boyfriend, Jeremy.
Mhm.
This was a great twist in the movie. And I was super excited when it happened. And I was like, okay, where's now this plot going to go?
Yep.
And again, it came and went so fast. I really want to insert a dirty joke right now, but I am not going to do that because we just met our listeners. So that will come later. Oh my God. Okay, okay. I'm sorry. Anyway, it fizzled out and it was such a bummer because it could have been such a good plot line for them to kind of follow through on.
Yeah.
So because of those two reasons, they get marked down for me.
Yeah. And I would have to say that I agree with you. There was such a potential with both Dolores and Jeremy's storyline to have this great dynamic between all of the characters, Dolores and Beetlejuice and Jeremy and Astrid. It could have been such a bigger part of the story, and I feel like there were too many subplots that they had to wrap up quickly, so it felt very disconnected and disjointed. Another thing that I didn't really care for, and I this may be an unpopular opinion,
Okay.
but I did not care for, and this is towards the end of the movie in the church, and there's a song that they are lip singing, and it's Beetlejuice, Astrid, Lydia, and I think Rory is a part of it too at one point. I just felt like they did the entire song. We did not need the entire song. We truly did not.
Interesting.
We did
Okay.
not.
Okay. I will disagree with you respectfully because I thought this part was funny because you're right. Okay, you are right. It is like a long song. I
It's a
will
long
give you
song.
that.
Yeah.
But for me, I never felt like I was like, Jesus, is this song over already? Because like every time a new character enters the church,
Yeah.
they pick up the song.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was funny. And I don't know if you noticed this, but the organ player up at the top,
Ugh,
like, it's like there's like a choir singing up
yeah.
there and there's a guy playing the organ. We never see his face. We just see his head.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I suspiciously thought that was Jeremy. Go back when it comes out and watch. I
Hmm.
was expecting like a side glance or something. I don't know. It just looked like him from
Interesting.
the back, but okay,
Interesting.
that's just my theory.
But my point to that song being too long is just think of the story that could have been if that song weren't there. So I'm just saying we could have had more storyline as opposed to lip singing.
I see. Okay, we've talked about what's worked for this movie, what
Yes.
didn't work,
Yes.
what we liked, what we didn't like. But here we need to help you guys by answering this question. It's been 30 years.
30 years.
Is this movie worth trading in our cozy sweatpants for real pants? Cassie, what's your thoughts?
I feel like, too, that is probably one of the askiest things to ask of a person is to take off the comfy pants to put on some real clothes to venture into the real world.
I know.
Nobody likes to do that.
No. So a movie has to be really worth it for this.
Exactly. And let me tell you, for me, yes, the nostalgia alone is worth the trip to the theater. This movie is such a good time and it's perfect for a night out, regardless if it's with your spouse, friends, kids, whatever the case.
I absolutely agree with you. This movie's fun, it's nostalgic, it's hilarious. Plus, if you're feeling adventurous and you want to try something new, book those D-Box motion seats. Remember to brace yourself. Ladies, wear a sports bra. If you've never done it before, I tried it for the first time. They were so fun. I think this is like the perfect movie to see with these motion seats, but
Yeah.
man, do they knock you all over the place.
Can you imagine seeing that with Twisters?
Like, that would have been fun.
I know. I wish I would have thought of that then.
Gosh. But it's so good, like for a scary movie, because you're just
Yeah.
getting like water and air and the seats are going everywhere. So if you have that as an option, 100% do that.
Now, the hard part. How many buckets of popcorn to give this film? We give a rating between 1 and 5 buckets. For this film, Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, I'm going to give 4 buckets of shrunken heads, aka Bobs.
Rest in peace, Bob.
Rest in peace. We all know sequels can be a hit or a miss, but this one, it's mostly a hit. It would have been a perfect 5 if the pacing didn't feel so rushed at times.
Same here. I agree with you. This definitely gets 4 buckets of popcorn from me, too. The cast totally killed it. The writing was fun. The sets were right on theme. But I have to dock a bucket of popcorn for Dolores. She deserved more.
She did. Do you think that she's Sally in real life?
Well, real life or in
Well,
she's
in
oh, she's
Beetlejuice,
Sally come true
in the
from
Beetlejuice world,
God, that is a great
because
question.
she's literally Sally.
Oh my God. You just gave me a lot to go think about after this. Wow.
Did you not think about that at all in the film? Because
Not
that's the first thing I thought of in that movie.
literally, this is the first time you're saying this to me. And second, no, I didn't even think about it at all.
Oh my God. Well, now
That's all I can
you
think of.
do have a lot to think about.
You're right. It does look oh
Yeah.
my God. Wow.
So now I feel
Breakthrough.
like we need a movie about Dolores.
I would love a movie about Dolores.
Yeah.
Oh
But
my
going back to
God.
Beetlejuice,
Okay,
Beetlejuice,
sorry.
we
Yes,
we
we
both
digress.
agree that this is a must see in the theaters. Again, perfect for a fun night out with family, friends, a spooky date night, and ladies. Again, PSA, don't forget that sports bra. Okay, let's keep them in locked and tight.
You're welcome. Okay. Looking to next week, we are staying with the horror. Well, I guess this one isn't a comedy. This is a psychological thriller. Speak No Evil.
Yes. And if you're still on the fence about seeing Beetlejuice at the theater, head over to our podcast channel for a more in depth look at why this movie is worth the trek.
Exactly. And make sure you guys to subscribe to our channel. Let us know your thoughts on this movie. And
Yes.
until then, enjoy the movies, everyone.
Bye.